The Toxic Valley. This region occupies the northern sector of the Fallout 76 map. Before the Great War, this region was known as the Tigert Valley, which is nestled in the Allegheny Mountains. This valley was once a lush forest region with rivers flowing through the area. This valley was populated by several towns, most notably Grafton and Clarksburg. It was also home to Wavy Willard's Water Park. But what happened to this region? Why is it now a desolate powdered landscape? To answer these questions, we have to look no further than Grafton Steel. Before the war, Grafton Steel was labeled an essential government contractor as they produced much of the steel needed to feed the United States war machine. To that end, they were able to operate autonomously. Grafton Steel ignored labor and environmental laws. This led to rampant devastation of the ecosystem as they were dumping toxic sludge directly into the waterways. The work conditions were no better. Employees were forced to work many hours with few breaks, while injuries and death numbers were mounting. By 2077, Grafton Steel was heading towards a more automated systems and laying off the workers. One such worker was Darius Angler. Darius was a chemist at Grafton Steel, and he had a brother that also worked for the steel mill. Tragically, his brother died when he fell into a vat of molten steel. Darius had quit before this happened, and after his brother's death, he swore revenge against the company. When the bombs fell, Darius saw this as the opportunity he was looking for to get his revenge. He had created a chemical concoction which was placed in the furnace during the confusion caused by the air raid sirens. Ironically, this concoction turned into a toxic white powder that killed all living things in the valley. The smokestacks would end up spreading this toxic smoke till the valley was completely covered in this white powder. With the region covered in a thick layer of this toxic white powder, the plants and animals all died off or mutated. The survivors of the war in this region either died or were forced to leave the valley, giving it the name we now know it as, the Toxic Valley. Even now, many years after the incident, the smokestacks at Grafton Steel still feed this toxic powder to the valley. Though not as heavily as when it first started, we can still see this powder falling from the sky when visiting this region. Throughout this region, you will see random settlers, raiders, and Brotherhood of Steel soldiers. The raiders have also claimed this valley for themselves and set up shop at the Crash Space Station as their base of operations. There are also loads of mutated creatures here, making the valley another dangerous area to explore. This valley does make a great location for building holiday-themed camps, as the falling powder makes it look like the area is getting light snowfall. So, now that you know how this valley came to be as you see it today, will you be setting up your camp here? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe to see more content like this. And, as always, I'll see you in the next one.